Alright, so as you may or may not know, my name is Ettore Martino Chiodi. I own an email marketing agency and I work in the marketing space. I work with e-commerce businesses right now. And this is my ideal client. Now, the reason I'm telling you all this is because I am seeing so much stuff out there in terms of email campaigns that is just the same. Nobody really stands out. Everybody is doing the same cookie cutter emails. Usually in the e-commerce space, it's design emails, you know, with fancy designs, which are cool. I do it myself at times for certain clients, for certain automation in certain contexts. But mine stand out more, and I'll tell you why in a second. The point is that if you're an e-commerce business owner watching this right now, I want to challenge your belief about email marketing or about marketing in general. If you close this video, you don't even put like or you don't subscribe, but I made you think about it. Maybe you even dislike me, but what I'm saying right now made you think about, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Then I did my job correctly. So with that said, I want to tell you a little bit of a story about marketing. I'm gonna give you a very short example, okay, which will explain to you and will show you why following the best practice is the fastest way to not stand out and to not have your emails open by your potential customers. So there was this legendary marketer called Gary Halbert back in the times where there was no internet yet, and the emails were actual physical letters that were sent to people's homes and that they were open or not open. And he made this distinction between A pile and B pile. Now, the difference between the A pile and the B pile of letters is that the B pile were the commercial design emails, which is the equivalent of the actual design emails that don't stand out nowadays. The commercial looking letters that as soon as you saw them, you understood, okay, this is a commercial letter. They want to sell me something. And what happens with those type of letters usually? They get thrown in the trash most of the times. Unless there's a huge Black Friday 70% off discounts, but that's not what we're talking about today. While the A pile of letters, of physical letters, they were the ones that were looking very personal. Okay, they look like a relative sent them to you. They look like a government letter, something important, something that required your urgent and utmost and undivided attention. What happened usually with that type of letter? It got open. The envelope got open 99.99% of the times because it looks personal. Oh, probably there was their name written for John Johnson. Oh, that's for me. I am John Johnson. Let me open that. And then they were reading it. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is the same reason I explained to you in the beginning. If you make your emails, whether you are a e-commerce or a coaching business or whatever, right? Whatever you are, whatever type of business you are, if you make your emails looking like the B pile, commercial, cookie cutter, like the same everybody does, you're most likely not gonna get open, or you have less chances of being open. And if less of your emails get open, you're gonna make less money, you're gonna land less customers. On the other hand, no matter what type of businesses you are, I keep repeating myself so that you internalize the concept. No matter what type of business you are, if you make your emails look personal, you're gonna have more chances of not only making more sales, but also of building a long-term relationship, a more solid relationship of trust between your business and the customer. Okay, so that's something to think about. If you are interested in marketing, if you're not interested in marketing and you cannot be bothered managing your own email list and extracting profits from your list, then you should probably outsource the email marketing money-making efforts to somebody like me, somebody who has an agency and who does this as a profession. If you want to hire someone or delegate someone, or someone like me, not necessarily me, if you don't like me. If you do want to find out if we can do that, link in the description. So anyway, aside from that, if you're also interested in, listening and learning about this Gary Halbert guy, the A pile and the B pile principle, I will link to you a YouTube video of like 1 hour seminar that this guy did. And yeah, it's just a video that I study once in a while just because it's so powerful, Some marketing principles, even though they were recorded 50 years ago, they are going to be timeless because principles are eternal. Tactics are, trending and fleeting for the period they are invented it. But anyway, that's the A pile and B pile principle. And if you apply this to your business nowadays, especially since everybody is doing the same thing, especially since everybody is going right, you should go left. There's a very, I don't even remember the guy who said this, but there's many guys who say, when everybody zigs, you must zag. And there's truth to that. Even in history books, if you think about it, the people who actually were considered big men of force, who changed history, who changed the countries, who changed the world forever, were people who were doing things differently, were people who were breaking rules. Okay? Just decades later after their death, were they considered geniuses, and they were mentioned in history books. At the time, they were considered crazy because they were simply going right or left when everybody was going whatever. They were going the opposite way of what the norm was. The same way, if you do that, you may be considered a crazy person by those, gurus that you see on the internet, that they are only trying to sell you stuff or regurgitating your course because they heard it from another course they studied. They're not necessarily experiencing or doing the thing themselves. They're just selling you the shovels for the gold rush and not extracting gold themselves. But anyway, that's the point I'm trying to make. Just stand out by differentiating yourself. Okay. If you want to connect with me, again, link in the description. You'll find my social media or some other links, and as well as the video that I mentioned earlier. Okay. Yeah. All the best. Have a good day.